Okay, greetings all. This is the chat portion of it, of the webinar. Yeah, it's still, it's hot here. Damp. All right, much love, and here we go. Greetings. I'm Yeshua. Whenever you are ready.
Hi, Yeshua. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.
We're first going to start with, hold 1 second. Sorry, I had it right here. Marianne. Her first question, I would like to have some clearing of my 6th chakra.
Yes, that is a chakra that has much negativity through your past lives, yes. With that energies, Yeshua, my energies will be clearing it, but also Archangel Michael is there to, it will take some time to clear this out. You have many lifetimes also during the Civil War, I see, that is bringing much blockage to it. I will continue to work on you. Thank you. Blessings.
Thank you. Next is for Shao. Please ask my Lyran guides to give me some Lyran infusion. Archangel Raphael said that their genetic infusion can help me with my current situation.
Yes, that will happen. Yes, this is your journey, as you can tell. And you are also learning how to heal yourself during this process, as you can tell. So this process you're going through is not to say that you are alone, but you are becoming more aware of how to cleanse yourself without assistance from others. Of course, you'll have assistance from others, but you are on that path at this time. Thank you.
Okay, you ready for another one?
Yes.
Her second question, on Tuesday morning, a being placed an object on my right neck. What is it?
It is a diamond. It is a red diamond that is there to increase your energy and your knowledge. Many past lives will be downloaded into your system that you will become aware of. As for awareness for your healing process, it is a positivity. I do not see any negativity there. There's also a frog being by you also as bringing healing to you. An old friend. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Carol McLaughlin. Her daughter-in-law, Tina, would like to know what her galactic origins are.
We're in as a feline and also many canine lifetimes and many Pleiadian lifetimes. Many. As for a civilization similar to this one, but of course of more technology advancements, I also see you with the Yale also with music and art. You're an artist within the Yale. It was very pleasant of a lifetime. Thank you.
Are there any messages for Tina?
Yes, there's been much hardship around, I understand. But also going into a healing of yourself, knowing more about yourself. Many of those that you've known in your past they were there for a reason, to make you more aware of who you are. Yes, and they're not always easy journeys also to see yourself. And this seeing yourself is of great positivity. And many back away from that. I do not see you doing that. I see you going further to knowing more about your astral self, yourself on the other side. See much peace being brought into your life also. I see you wishing for much peace.
Thank you. Next is for Carol McLaughlin herself. What are the reasons for her current Earth incarnation?
You've had many lifetimes in war. Civil War, even World War II, from gathering. And now you are in a time of peace, but also finding peace within yourself. It seems like you are doing much clearing. As for this is, I believe, your last incarnation here, from what I can tell. As you see you as an alien after this here on this earth. So you're just clearing out much. You're going through the library of you to clear out many things, to have a positive transition into the next reality, you could say. So this is just, you're just going through clarity, is from what I see. At least that's what I see. As for, you're just doing a lot of lifetime clearings and to settle differences. I believe you've already done that for the most part. And now you're just educating yourself about spirit, so you become more of a spiritual person, more of a spiritual, I don't want to use the word warrior, but in many ways it is that way. But like an angel, because your angels are like spiritual warriors. So I see you going into more of an angel-like lifetime after this also, if you choose to go in that direction. So this is what, hopefully that explains something. Thank you.
She would also like to know if there are any messages for her.
Yes, what you're going through is recycling of the past, clearing it, and having a more positive future. In this positive future, there are things in the past of past lives and past situations, and even in this life, must be seen only to release. As for meditation, however you might feel, to give you a peaceful clearing in this lifetime, where you're not to feel like you have any grudges or anything. So that is the message, basically. You're on that path at this time.
Thank you. Next is Marianne A. I was told by Ivan I had a small amount of reptilian and gray in my DNA. Were these good ones, and are there messages for me?
There are good ones. Yes, of course, it's understandable because of the habits of these beings. Also, the human here on Earth has many bad habits also. And some will say, I have an Earth DNA. It's like, is that bad? So do not feel strange by asking that question. Most don't, but just to put it out there. It's like, I have Earth human DNA that am I going to go crazy on somebody? But yes, you are on. This is good. As for messages, one moment. You have a relationship with Mother Mary that you might probably not know of. Lifetimes with her on the Palladian worlds before her incarnation on this world. And it's for you to discover that through questions. But it was a time of joy, definitely. But I believe you saw her in her incarnation before this one on this earth. Thank you.
Okay, her second question. I have two small dogs that are sisters, Sadie and Shiloh, only a year and a half old. What planet are they from? And what's been causing Sadie's anxiety with bigger dogs recently?
There's a canine world called Capshaw, I believe in the Pleiades, where they're from. They have many humanoid canine lifetimes. And they're struggling with much. There is much hostility there at one time. And they're still struggling with that. But for the most part, they're happy here. But yes, they have many tales to tell. That is for sure. And you had an incarnation there also. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Bereket Shimkit. And his question is, what is life?
Life is what you want it to be, but life is everything. Plant life, human life. And it's for you to define it as you like. But you remember, you are everything here also. You are not just a human. You are everything. You are part of the trees, part of this earth. You are here. Understand, they do not let beings here unless they're welcomed. You are welcomed here. And you'd be surprised of what is around that you're not fully understanding, and many do not understand yet. But your presence here is much needed. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Donna Riggs. Last Thursday, I am said that I have a portal in my backyard. Can you tell me where and who is coming in and out? And if I put up a camera, will I see anyone or anything?
It does seem, yes, in your backyards. As for where, you will be able to find it. We do see a light here and there shows up. Zetas and reptilians come through, also Arcturians come through it also. Tom Long Nordics also here and there, not all at once, here and there. And that portal opens and closes. I believe it's closed at this time, but it does open throughout the day. So tomorrow, most likely, you'll be able to feel a presence around. You'll be able to feel it. Just go outside and use your intuition. You'd be surprised. Most likely, you'll run into a reptilian. A nice one, of course.
Okay, Yeshua, her next question from Donna. My friend's mom, Sherry, just found out she has cancer. Any advice or suggestions that will help her and her family get through the situation? They have no insurance and little money, and any information will be greatly appreciated. Thank you and much love.
Of course, your prayers are being heard, and to pray often will be the best. You will find help. Is to ask for help also through places that offer funding for your situation. It would be good to look into that. You will find somebody who will help you. You might be put on a list, but just to keep praying, keep allowing the positivity come through. Do not put any panic or anger there. Just more positive, the better. You will find a way through this.
Thank you. Next is Ra. Can you tell me about my connections to the reptilians?
Yes, you're part of the warrior race of that race. Of course, that was said earlier in the webinar, but this one is of conquering, but also understanding of themselves, seeing their abilities, testing their abilities on other species. Not necessarily, now understand, it's interesting. They're not out there cause harm even when they do. They're not intentionally trying to cause harm. They're trying to learn about themselves. The Draconian race, Vespod race, mostly Draconian race, I believe you're a part of. Yes, they're more aggressive in certain ways, but also these are the positive ones you're connected to. You do have connections with negative ones also, but even with the positive ones, they are known for causing skirmishes, but not in the way of harm. Some might cause harm, but not in the way of harm, but to understand more of who they are and their importance in the universe. They're also connected to the Carrion race, and I imagine you'll start to see them as you do exploring into this energy. Thank you.
Ra would also like to know if his hybrid children have any messages for him.
I do feel a lot of Zeta energy when that was mentioned. And they are bringing much assistance to you as for communication with others. And they're helping you know more about yourself as you go into spiritual exploration. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Jess444. What is the status of my chakra system?
They are lower than they were last week. Half the percentage on all of them. All of them are at half capacity at this time. But for the most part, they will get back to normal over time. Just get your rest, and they will go back to full capacity. Thank you.
Are there any messages from Archangel Anastasia for her?
Only just to be more positive during this time. The reptilian energies around you are very strong. That's one of the reasons why you're feeling weaker. But that will decrease over time. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Stephen Davies. I was attacked in Astral by a few beings. Who were they, and how can I better defend myself or prevent it in the future?
Actually, this was a Palladian attack. Some that you've had past lives with that were not very... You've had wars with them, and they still are picking a fight with you, it seems. Also, some insectoids are around you also. How to better protect yourself is through meditation. With your angels also, but a chakra cleanse would help you. Through meditation... But it is difficult to heal oneself after an attack like this. One other way is to connect with Ivan, but also another healer if you wish to clear out your chakra systems, because they seem to have done some damage there. But it was an attack, that is for sure. But as for protecting yourself, it is sometimes difficult to protect during this type of attack. They're becoming... You can have your protections up, but they seem to be going around them at this time. We will have more information about this later. Thank you.
Okay. Stephen would also like to add, just after I was attacked in Astral, an alien came to me. He had a triangle head, green skin, brown eyes. What can you tell me about this alien? Who is he? Thank you.
Yes, it does feel like part of your overlord. I would not put much worry to them. Yes, he might be aggressive and angry, but he is still learning. He's learning from your energy and who you are. You're a very advanced being, and he's learning who you are. I would not put any fear into them. He will not be around too much longer.
Thank you. Next is Moses. His first question, what is my spiritual gift? Which ability should I develop the most easily?
Healing would be good. Healing. As for Reiki, Spirit will assist you in your direction. As for long distance healing, we see you doing that. Thank you.
Thank you. His second question, what is the status of my root chakra and higher chakras?
They are all at high percentages at this time. To give you a quick overview, the angels have been working with you. You are connecting to them, so they are helping you. And as for protection, to answer the other question from the other individual, connecting, the more relationship you have with the angels will help you bring a protection around you. Call on them anytime, or call on my energy anytime. With this individual that's working with you, you can duplicate this. You don't have to necessarily connect with them. Just call on them and to ask for their assistance. You don't necessarily have to have a conversation. It depends wherever you want to go with that relationship. it is open wherever you want to go. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is symmetry. I want to know why the Anunnaki are connecting to me now, and do they have any messages for me?
Yes, you were a scientist during their lifetime. Well, because they're all scientists in many ways. We were a scientist on Mars, and they're connecting to you now is because they feel that they can connect to you to open you up to their civilization, their world. But to go slow with it, but they will be in touch as for more information. Right now they just wanted to give you a little bit. They are your friends. They are connected to the Zetas, and you've had an alliance with the Anunnaki and the Zetas. So you have a close relationship with both, as you know. Thank you.
Okay, symmetry, second question. Any messages from the Fox alien race that I'm connected to?
That connection will increase over time. One moment. This information from them. They're assisting you in having a better day, connecting you to the right people where you would be happier in your life. Yes, they're assisting you greatly in many things in your daily life. That is all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question is Freddie Kulit. Did I have any galactic past lives with my friend Miriam Takea?
Yes, Pleiadian lifetimes. Many of those, some feline, but within the Pleiades, and also many Arcturian lifetimes. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Crystal Eve Snow. Do my guides have any messages for me? Thank you. Love and blessings.
Only that they are curious in this direction you are going in. It's like a direction they did not see you go in this direction. I'm not being very clear, but they're learning much from you. And the more that you are, the direction you are going in is changing their perspective greatly. And they're learning much from you. You're doing things in your life that they would never do if they had an incarnation here. So they're very grateful to be connected to you. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Thomas Peterson. And I hope I say some of these names right because I believe it's German. So in 1999, when going to my father's for the Christmas holiday after the first half of my VK1 cook school, my friend and I entered the ferry over from Lottingen to Bogness. Standing out when it departed, we suddenly saw a light come down over Lottingen. Was this a UFO, and where was it from?
Yes, it was an Arcturian. Just paying you a visit, that's all. They also have connections with the Weirans, but it was an Arcturian ship with Arcturians on it. They're just sending you their blessings, that's all.
Okay, his second question. My girlfriend Hildy has a really good heart. Which alien connection does she have, and will she become more interested in the extraterrestrial subject because she doesn't seem too keen on listening to his stories?
There's a good reason for that. She has many negative lifetimes within the alien species. From what I'm gathering, she wants nothing to do with it because of her lifetimes with it. She had many lifetimes with the frog beings and Alpha Centauri, where it's a very negative lifetime. And these were not just skinny frogs. These were big, tough frogs. And there was many male and female. They've had many wars with an Alpha Centauri. And yes, she's had enough. I see why. There's much there that is... And also for the family also of his and hers. They don't want nothing to do with the aliens. They've had enough of it. They're here to get away from all of that. As for more detail, as for her connection, she has much Andromedan connections. Also, Alpha Centauri as humanoid many human lifetimes in Alpha Centauri, but still with some frog species DNA. But one moment. Yes, within the Orion Council as a humanoid, many lifetimes there. Those are most pleasant. Alpha Centauri was not an easy lifetime, and I believe she just left there. So it's understandable why she's like this. And your other family members also, they were not from Alpha Centauri, but they're from other territories in the universe where they've had enough of aliens also. So it makes much sense there. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Chloe. And Chloe's first question: are there any messages from Hijiri's higher self? Seems to be a foreign exchange student that's staying with her.
Yes. That is mostly he's just learning much. He's still getting used to this environment. And this is a good transition for him. He will grow more as a human being, and he is very much a foreigner, not to just that area of the world, but also to this planet. He has many insectoid connections. So he is on the right path. Thank you.
Chloe would also like to know if there are any messages for her.
Just be patient. Many things are coming your way. A transition is coming also to change your life for the better, but just to relax and take it easy on yourself and enjoy life more. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question is for Chloe's mom. What is my home planet?
That cannot be answered. You have many. The Pleiades. There. That is close enough. And also you have many home worlds within a canine worlds. You have many humanoid worlds within the Pleiades that you call home, and many canine worlds also. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is from Miguel Acosta. So he's asking questions about an interview that he read of a survivor from the Roswell UFO crash, and she was a Zeta Gray interrogated by the U.S. military, and she talks about the domain fighting against the old empire. So his first question: could you tell us if this is true, that there was an actual survivor, and if there are two forces fighting against each other?
That is all true. Yes. Without going into too much detail, yes, it's all true. Yes.
Okay, so the second question isn't so much related to that, I think. Can you explain the connection between the higher self, oversoul, other aspects, and fractals?
Judging by Ivan's energy, it's probably best not to go through all that. Let's put it this way. It doesn't... Some wish to dissect all of that. That is fine, but you do not have to. Oversoul. Some wish to... They have a close spiritual connection to the oversoul, meaning they like to divulge that information all the time. That is fine. But as for this, in this question, connecting with spirits, you connect to your oversoul, whatever you wish to. And it's for you to discover what the meaning of those things are to yourself, because it's different for everyone. There are certain ones that say the oversoul is this and that is all. But that is not true. It is what your version of it is. That is what's the truth. Some are still learning, so they believe it's their truth is everyone's truth, but let you discover that on your own.
Thank you. There's only a few more people, about 5 people. Okay, so next is Joellen E. She just was wondering if there was any information about the male entity who's been in her daughter's room. Novak and a couple others said that they were going to help get rid of him, and she just wants to know if the male entity is still there or if he's refusing to go.
No, he is gone now. No worries.
Fantastic. And Novak's her favorite. Okay, so her second question is just, are there any messages for her?
What was the name of this person again?
Sorry about that. I'll just repeat. Joellen E.
Joellen. That your connection with Archangel Michael will become more clear. Meaning that you had a relationship with Archangel Michael as for a love relationship. And this is on other worlds, not on Earth. Palladian worlds. And you know him well. You have also known him as a child. The reason you guys are saying this is to give you more of a relationship with the spirit world. Thank you.
Okay, are you ready for one more?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Next is from Angie Marius, and her first question, am I going to be channeling soon or at all? I'm so keen to try it, but I don't know the aliens. I'm still learning about them, but I would like to try.
Yes, you're going in the right direction, but first it'd be good to know who you're connecting with. So educate yourself more, take your time, but yes, you believe you will be successful in this connection. Yes, just educate yourself more about channeling and the aliens and the angels. Thank you.
Wonderful. Next question is from Xiao. I've been told by my guides that something big is just about to happen to me, big enough to rock my boat and change my personality overnight. What is it?
I cannot answer that. Next question. I cannot answer her presence for her. She cannot. She needs to chill out a little bit and just. She needs to enjoy the moment and let things happen on their own. Thank you.
Okay. She'd just like to know how long she should wait for, but I guess that answers that question.
Yes.
Okay, so the next person is actually a friend of a brother of mine that passed away last year. His name was Brent. And Shane, who the question's for, was really good friends with him. And he just wants to know if Brent has any messages for him.
Yes, he's just sorry that he left the way he did, and he can never forgive himself. And he's around him often, sharing love, but he has a lot to learn on his own at this time. So he might not be around a lot, but he just sends his love.
Okay, and a second question for Shane as well. Does he hear me talking to him, and is he mad at me?
No, not at all. But he does hear him talk to him, yes.
That's good. So just keep on going. Okay.
Yes.
Next is for Bianca. What is my connection with my boyfriend Peter in past lives?
Medieval time periods. That's all I have right now.
Thank you. And last one is just for myself. My first question is for you. How's the health of my grandmother and grandfather? I show her a picture of what I think you really look like. that young girl, I think her name's Guyane, painted of you. But I have a picture of her that I keep in a book, and I read to her so that she can reference you if she passes away. She'll know who to look for. But I was just wondering how her health is, and my grandfather's health.
Doing well. Not perfect, but doing well. Could be better, but doing well.
Okay. My second and last question of the night. Am I a part of the Galactic Federation of Light?
Yes. And other federations also. Mostly Pleiadian, from what I'm saying.
Okay. That's something for another day. Thank you so much, Yeshua. Thank you so much.
Yes. Blessings to you. Good night.
Good night.